Welcome back to the Dining Room Table Studio, ladies and gentlemen. I am your man out of Japan, Jay Contra, and we are going to go into my top 9 PC Engine games. We've got a real spicy list here, so I hope you find something that you actually like or something you'd like to perhaps investigate a little bit further. I love vertically scrolling shooters, and we've got a great one right here, Super Star Soldier. Wasn't able to clear it. I'm not that good at games where I was actually able to beat Superstar Soldier. But what a game. Great graphics. I love all of the shot patterns in this game. You've got the flamethrower, you've got the laser beams, you've got the regular multi-shot. I love this game. The music I think could use a little bit work, but everything else about this game is fantastic. At number 8 is The Freedom Fighter P47. Now, you might be asking, well, I keep talking about how much I love vertically scrolling shooters over horizontally scrolling shooters, and P47 is horizontally scrolling, so why is it so high on the list? Well, that's because it touches on my favorite scrolling shooter trope, either horizontal or vertical, and make it World War II theme, and I'm going to love it. There is so much to love about this game that even though I think the graphics are a little bit simplistic, the shots are a little bit hard to see because they're not the flashy ones that you'll see in bullet hells. They are, simple bombs and bullets. But I think being able to control the storied P47 and go blast some action in a World War II setting, I love it. I love this game. I love the fact that you can use bombs to blow up an airplane in the middle of the air. What other game are you going to do that in, folks? As far as I know, only in P47. At number 7, I think we have perhaps what might actually be the most interesting game on this list. It is Alien Crush. Alien Crash? Alien Crush. I'm not sure, Alien Kurashu. I'm not sure how that actually goes into the English. But this is a Nagsat Soft game. I love Nagsat Soft as a developer. But having an alien-themed pinball game is really fun. This is one of those things where if you can play it properly, you can get into the millions and the tens of millions in terms of your score. It's got these bonus rooms that you can blow up aliens with, and there's all different kinds of aliens that you can blow up. I think it is kind of weird that there's only one board in this game, but I think the background music is pretty good. I think that's really the only choice you can make in this game is you've got to choose the one of 2 background songs that you can use. But I'm a big fan of this game, and even though it's a pinball game, I love pinball, and they knock it out of the park with this one. So that's why it is so high on my list of favorite PC Engine games. At number 6, perhaps a strange choice, and this is actually my first PC Engine CD game that I ever owned/played. This is Final Zone 2. A really interesting, it's not quite a scrolling shooter, but it's not an action platformer. It's one of those weird hybrid games, even though it does have a helicopter level. There's a lot you can do with this game. You've got all these different characters you can select from, and they all have their own shot patterns and their own special weapons. The colors are very pastel, and I like that. And it's not really that difficult of a game once you actually get into it and once you learn the attack patterns of your enemies. The final boss is kind of annoying, though, I will say that. But otherwise, this is sort of one of those games without a Wikipedia page that I think deserves more mention. I'm pretty sure this doesn't have a Wikipedia page. We're now in the top 5. And what I think is perhaps my most bold choice, if I may say, is Silent Debuggers. Now, I was actually really shocked when I was looking at the Wikipedia page for this because apparently not a lot of people like Silent Debuggers. It is a really strange game where you go onto a derelict space station and you have to walk around all of these nondescript hallways and blow up aliens, and you have a time limit. I think you've got 100 minutes to actually finish the game. It's actually pretty hard. But the satisfying part is when you have in your brain constructed an internal map of how this space station goes around. Because you have to go to a battery room to recharge your shields and your weapon energy. There is an ammunition room that you use to fill up your special weapon. And moving around this place is very difficult. It doesn't make sense at first. But once you put in like an hour or two into the game, you actually start to think in your head and navigate that space station without constantly going to the menu to check where you are. And being able to do that combined with the aliens that are coming at you, because there are aliens that will like infiltrate the inner part of the space station and actually cut you off from certain areas. So you've got that tension mixed with the actual like destroying the aliens that are on the outer part of the space station that I think really comes together. And I think Silent Debugger is actually a really good game if it's your kind of thing. If not, it can be really confusing and esoteric and won't make any sense. So I can also understand why people won't like it. At number 4, the big 4, we've got QQ Tiger, also known as Tiger Heli. I don't know why the Tiger helicopter was such a big deal in the early 1990s. You had this game, and then you had its appearance in GoldenEye, I'm pretty sure. But it does make for a really good shooter that I think has that sort of combination of like really cool shot patterns. Like, I love it in scrolling shooter games when you have the bullets that like spread so wide that they come, like they're very clearly coming from outside of your fighter, that it doesn't make any sense, but I think that's so cool because you're just blasting enemies away. It's just a really solidly made game, and that's why I'm putting it at number 4. We're now in the top 3, and what I can say is probably my favorite scrolling shooter for the PC Engine that I've played so far. I haven't played your Sapphires or whatever, but of the games that I have played personally, my number 3 is what I think is called Twin Cobra in English. What I love about this game is that you can call upon a fleet of allies to you sort of like create a squadron. And what I loved about it was you've got this, you don't have bombs. You don't have traditional bombs like you do in other scrolling shooters. You've got these fighters that come in with you. You're forming almost like a fighter wing, and you're going into enemy territory and blowing them up. And I always felt like when one of my allied fighters went down, I would like go in and I would fill the gap, and we would sort of move around and blow up the fighters together. It really had this weird sense of like you were in like an actual fighter squad going through the level, instead of being like, it's so common that in scrolling shooters you are like the humanity's last hope. You are the one person left alive, and you're going to end up destroying the aliens. But in this, you actually feel like you're part of a larger whole, and you end up fighting some really cool bosses. The music is incredible. I highly recommend this game. It's not that expensive, and you'll have a lot of fun playing it. Now we get into the top 2. This was hard. This is very difficult for me to choose because I'm in love with both of these games. These are both CD games, by the way. But for number 2, everyone that's watched this channel knows how big of a fan I am of Castlevania. And it should come as no surprise that number 2, we have Rondo of Blood. Akuma Dracula, Chino Rondo. This is such a phenomenal game. I would say this is the best traditional 2D Castlevania. Now, I'm like early stage, like before Igavanias happened, before we got the Metroidvanias happening. This is, in terms of, it's not even technically linear because you got a different couple of branching paths you can go on. But this is, I think, the best traditional Castlevania game. It's got the music, it's got the gameplay, it's got the graphics. And when you compare it to what came out on the Super Nintendo, Castlevania, Dracula Double X? No way. That is way too hard, doesn't make any sense, would not recommend the Super Nintendo version. You've got to play the PC Engine version of this game because it is so good. You can control there's 3 different characters you can control in this game? Oh, it is so good. Oh my god, I cannot say enough good things about this game. And Richter Belmont, yeah, I mean, there's a reason that Symphony of the Night was a direct sequel to this game because both of them are absolutely incredible. It just is really unfortunate that this is like $200 now, but thankfully they've like remade it a couple times, so it's more accessible in other versions. And whether you're playing it on the PC Engine or the PS4, you gotta play this game. Coming in at number 1 is perhaps a little bit of an obscure title, maybe something that people haven't heard of, but it is Red Alert. Now, I know Jay Contra is my name, so I like games that are much like Contra, and this is basically like top-down Contra. It is run and gun. You've got weapons. You start off with a pistol, you end up getting like a combination M16 and grenade launcher. It is so cool how it is sort of like basically in theme and in feel a late 1980s action movie, sort of like, your later Rambos, your Die Hards. It is incredible just being able to go around. There's like a level where you have to rescue the president because Air Force One has crash landed and he's been captured by terrorists. All of the bosses in this are great. I love the part where you go and there's like the branching paths. You end up going to like a weird monastery where all the monks are trying to kill you. This is such a good game, and it hits all of those action movie tropes. Oh man, is this such a fun game and actually one of the few games that actually takes advantage of the PC Engine's, the CD's save capabilities. Yes, you could save your game sometimes when you're playing CD-based games for the PC Engine. What a great game Red Alert is, and I chose this game specifically to be number one because I felt like it was the epitome of what developers could do with the PC Engine CD technology, because it's got voice acting, it's got anime cutscenes, it's got the gameplay itself, which is amazing, that I think just gives it that little slight edge to Rondo of Blood. Whereas I think Rondo of Blood also, incredible music, great cutscenes, unmatched story, and also really good gameplay. But I think just because of how unique Red Alert is, and I think how little known it is, and how you really don't have access to it on any other platform, I think Red Alert symbolizes everything that was good with the PC Engine CD and the PC Engine as a whole. When you look at 17 games, it's kind of hard to tell, like, how much is really, number 16 better than number 17. It's all just kind of, it's all based on your feelings. And it's all based upon how much fun you had with these games. And I can tell you that with each and every one of these games, I had a lot of fun with them. I'm really glad that I have these games and that I picked them up, especially in their physical format. There's some games that are perhaps more annoying than others, say perhaps R-Type 2. But overall, I've been really happy playing all of my PC Engine games. I was really excited to make a little ranking, just to perhaps stir some discussion, see what people have to say in the comments. I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of people telling me about how stupid I am for putting R-Type or Street Fighter 2 in the bottom, and maybe for how crazy I am for putting Red Alert over Rondo of Blood. But, that's just how I feel. I'm going to be spitting hot fire, and I'm going to be giving you my unfiltered opinion about the PC Engine, which maybe people will get angry, maybe not. It's a 30-year-old system at this point. Can you believe this stuff is more than 30 years old at this point? I'm still in shock, but we're all getting older. I've been your man out of Japan, Jay Contra. Thanks for watching. See you next time, and mahalo.